Was sad to give up the 2 points dropped at the end. And that wasn't big at the time, but with so many draws on the season, it ended up costing them and costed them position.
And now it all leads to this as we check out the USL playoffs, brought to you by Hisense. And the bracket is how it shakes out. Lou City, of course, sitting in that one slot as we play here today. A lot on the line here today in terms of how things can shake out.
You know what, but for Detroit City FC, you got to take a look at the fact that people were wondering if they would make the playoffs in year one. They made it with room to spare. Now it's about position.
And absolutely, and we have all the scenarios for you. I don't know if you have a graphing calculator or if you're up to date on your algebra. You need to be. There is a lot going on. The bottom line for Detroit City, if they want to move up, they got to get a win, and they need some help from Pittsburgh.
Get that win in the draw, or the draw, they get the 5th seed. They don't have to get the big 3.
Absolutely, and when we come back, we'll get you the starting 11s, and of course, we will kick it. Detroit City FC, the Miami FC. Opening kick coming up next.
Watch this. When you watch me play, you support all of us.
You show your daughter her future matters.
When you watch me play, take the shot. Drive, team up, win.
You prove we deserve more media coverage.
When you watch the game, you change the game.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
DTE Energy customers can get their share of huge lifetime energy cost savings. How? By using our website. The Oslin's new programmable thermostat saved them a bundle. And their new efficient furnace earned them a hefty rebate. All over Michigan, people like the Oslins are saving. Why not you? There are always new ways to save at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE Energy.
Hello, I'm Tillman Fertitta, owner of the Golden Nugget Casinos, and I've got some big news. Drum roll, please. The Golden Nugget online casino is live in Michigan. Place a bet on your favorite teams through our new sports book or play your favorite slot and table games, all from the convenience of your phone at goldennuggetcasino.com.
Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Visit goldennuggetcasino.com.
Detroit City FC is presented by DoubleTree Suites by Hilton in downtown Detroit. Proud to be the official hotel partner of Detroit City FC. The Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Chevy drives the Motor City. Ally, the official financial services partner of DCFC. Strategic Staffing Solutions. And Gardner White, Detroit's #1 furniture and mattress store. Back inside Keyworth Stadium, let's take a look at the starting 11s for Detroit City FC, presented by Detroit Medical Center. And John, there's a usual number that we've grown accustomed to here in Detroit that is not available here tonight.
And that's the guy you're normally penning on the team sheet, number 5, Stephen Carroll. He's out with a lower body injury, but as Trevor James said when we talked to him, there's a bigger game next week. That's why he's rested here.
On the other side for the Miami FC, presented by DoubleTree Suites by Hilton in downtown Detroit, the official hotel partner of Detroit City FC. And all eyes kind of focused to number 9, Kyle Murphy. Had 20 goals last year during his time with Memphis. He's in double figures in the goal column again.
10 goals again, and Velo has been providing him service all year as well. They like to use the wings. They'll try to do that. City's defense will be tested today with a speedy the Miami FC front four.
Antoine Opino out there. City will have the possession to start things off. Luis Guardia, our head referee. Ethan Bugie, the assistant referee. Jacob Little, the other assistant. The fourth official, Luis Orojo. And we are underway for the final match of the USL Championship regular season. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you live from Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck. And here you see the impact right away. Kyle Murphy getting to that ball, and just a couple seconds into this match, the Miami FC will have a dangerous set piece.
And that, plain and simple, was Matt Lewis getting beat by Murphy's speed, and Lewis had to take him out. And so an early test for the city back four, San Stephen Carroll.
Joaquin Rivas over for the Miami FC. Rivas was a big-time goal scorer in the 2021 Gold Cup for the El Salvador national team. Scored 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Set piece sent in, popped back out by Detroit City FC. Vallo had it for a moment. Here's Rivas again. His cross pinged in, cut out by Carl Ouimet. Foster will shepherd that one over to Nate Steinwasser, getting the start per usual at the keeper spot.
Interesting here, Neil, something we don't often see at Keyworth Stadium. See if it plays a role. The referee today wearing black. Normally, because Le Rouge wear the Rouge home kits, you'll see the referees in a green or yellow to kind of give some contrast. And on that set piece there, a couple of City players standing next to the referee look like an extra Le Rouge player. Something to watch on close plays like that when you're trying to thread a ball through.
Richard Foster tosses that one in. Sent all the way back to Nate Steinwasser. Steinwasser drives it down the pitch. Matt Lewis tracks back. Connor Rutz touches it down. Aiden Stanley moved over very aggressively. Vallo with it. Pretty much exclusive possession for the Miami FC to start things off. Florlan Vallo swings it back. Miami will reset everything. Lots of national team experience for this, the Miami FC roster. Foster plays that one down, but it's out in space. Vallo has it. Spent 4 seasons with the New York Red Bulls of MLS, scored 5 goals during his time there. Chapman Page touches that one out wide. Good build up there from Miami. That cross is sent in, and that's cut out by Foster as he sends it back over the line. And John, I was just about to say, Detroit City FC doing a good job defensively of turning the Miami FC away, but they got an opportunity that time.
Well, but then when the opportunity came, Foster came and kept his head about him and a nice clearance. That's what you need in a situation like that. Right now, City very compact, and so there are going to be opportunities. It's what you do when those opportunities come. Watch the way, that's just Foster realizing he had space and just shepherding that ball away. Not rushed, just good, deliberate play to clear the chance.
Throw forward, Detroit City, looking to establish some possession on the plus side of the pitch. Here's Antoine Opino trying to work his way in. Body's going everywhere.
Some extracurriculars after the play.
Kellen Chapman-Page mixing it up with Antoine Opino, and Antoine Opino letting you know what he thinks. And let's take a look at the Golden Edge presented by Golden Nugget Online Gaming. Let's break down what Detroit City FC has to do to strike gold in this match.
Well, for Detroit City FC, finish this time. You had the 1-0 lead down in Miami. You couldn't hold it for 90 minutes. It cost you some key points. And so today, you got to get the win, take that stab at the 5th seed. For the Miami FC, it's a free roll, and that's the good thing for Golden Nugget. You're playing with house money, really, is that you get a chance to go out here. You've got a playoff seed clinched. You know you got to go out and get a win, but really, you've gotten into the playoffs, and you're on the road, so just go out and see what you can do with it.
Declan Wynn tracks back to play that one up towards Pato. Pato looked to make his turn. Unable to. Clearance. Sent across, and there is Pato. 8 goals, 1 assist. Had the USL goal of the week earlier this season. Pato certainly has stepped up to the challenge.
City finally getting some possession here and the chance to come forward. High line for the Miami FC. Wouldn't be surprised to see it swing near side, try to get a runner.
Maxi Rodriguez drives it towards the back post. It's headed in towards the 6, cut out. Job gives chase.
That's a nice job by the Miami FC defensively. Good cutout, condensed. It was clear the set piece came in. Pato was the target. He was heading it back across, and there was a moment there where City had a chance to make a run at it, and that moment was cleared out very quickly by the Miami FC back line. Solid way to defend the high line set piece.
Rutz tracks back. He'll be called with the foul. Connor Rutz, 3 goals and an assist this year, a couple of game winners. Former Black Arrow Award winner last year for Detroit City, most outstanding player for DCFC. Ball slotted up ahead for Opino. He couldn't get on the end of it, just a little too much mustard on the hot dog.
But I'll tell you what, I like the way the defense to attack, the counter happened for Detroit City FC. When it started, Neil, they were very compact. And what you saw was City slowly kind of accordion out to give options and not allow 1 or 2 defenders to mark 3 or 4 players. When you're condensed like that, the ability to spread things out, very important on the counterattack.
There is Trevor James, more than 30 years of coaching and scouting experience at the highest levels of soccer in the world. As that ball's played back towards Nate Steinwasser, USL Championship mid-season coach of the year. And Detroit City FC scooped up a lot of hardware in those mid-season awards for USL Championship. And John, I even through it, we talked about it a couple matches ago, a lot of the USL pundits out there said, oh, you know, Detroit City, that's a cute story. They got cute fans and everything like that, but this is the pros now, like the quote-unquote big-time second division soccer. We'll see how they fare. And then the USL mid-season awards came around, and they scooped up a lot of that hardware. And as we get ready for the USL Championship playoffs brought to you by Hisense, Detroit City FC is taking part.
You know, it's interesting. The first 5 or 6 matches when Detroit City FC were up in the 3rd and 4th spot in the Eastern Conference, the knock was, well, who have they played? They haven't played anybody. Let's see how they do when they play somebody. Then they started to play people, and they started to win, and they started to get draws. And it just kept going. And all of a sudden, about 2/3 of the way through the season, it was, hey, this club's pretty all right. Right. And now it's the club people don't want to face from the bottom half of the playoff push.
Foster thought he was fouled, so Foster comes back, and he gets called for the whistle.
Now let's see here, and I think, see, this is very good officiating, okay, because there was a little bit of retaliation there, and you see a lot of referees who in that situation will be very quick to go to the card. And so what you're going to see is a little talking to, and Luis Guardia having a word. So, yeah, that's a foul. He got pushed in the back. Now he comes in, gets back in the play, and now the red missed. He's going to go, and guy goes down. There are a lot of referees that are going to give a card there. That's a good decision because they were equivalent. both the crime and the cover-up just kind of got the talking to.
And poor Joaquin Rivas was the unfortunate victim of circumstance through it all. Michael Bryant lays it back to Steinwasser. This portion of the match brought to you by Hisense, the official sponsor of the USL Championship playoffs. Joe pings that one up ahead, looking for Foster. Foster with the misplay. Richard Foster in that player coach role. Big time player. Over 50 matches played for the Glasgow Rangers.
And that's one of the reasons he got brought in, frankly. That's a guy who, if you can play in an Old Firm derby against Celtic at Ibrox or at Celtic Park, you know what it takes to kind of turn into that extra gear. And I think he's going to be key in the development going forward as players and City continue to grow into life in USL Championship.
Michael Bryant down on the pitch right now. This portion of the match presented by University of Michigan Flint, offering a flexible world-class education. Find the right program at umflint.edu. And let's see how Michael Bryant ended up on the pitch, still shaken up a bit.
He'll walk it off. Comes across.
Tapped on that ankle bone. You could see it from here.
And I'll tell you what, that's smart, especially if you catch a stud.
Antoine Openo swings one in. The USL Championship leader in assists this year. One of the best helpers in the history of USL soccer. You can check the math on that. That's not opinion. He gave this club, I think, John, a really big assist that wasn't on the score sheet. That veteran presence held people accountable. There was a standard. When Antoine Openo's on the pitch, there's a standard.
In the dressing room, you know, it harkens to, I will never forget, back when Steve Yzerman was playing for the Detroit Red Wings, and Chris Osgood was his backup goaltender at the time. Didn't play, and he's in riding an exercise bike after the match. And somebody said, well, Chris, you didn't play. Why are you riding that exercise bike? He said, I don't want to disappoint him. And he pointed at Steve Yzerman. And that's the way Stephen Carroll is. It's the way Antoine Openo is. You got other guys in training that step it up because they've set the level.
Cross deflected, and Matt Lewis steps up to clear that one out. Ponto looking to turn with it. Tackle poked away temporarily. Declan Wynn looks for Foster. Foster, the touch lets him down.
That ball checked up on him late, Neil, and I think spun on the turf, and his momentum just carried him away from the ball. Would have been a superhuman play to even get a shot on goal. Just a victim of circumstance with his momentum going one way and the ball checking up on the turf on the other.
Akinyode plays that one through the middle. Carl Ouimet playing the part of Stephen Carroll here today at that spine spot on the back line.
It's a much better last 15 minutes, or last 10 minutes from Detroit City FC. Very compact at the start, first 3 to 5 minutes. The Miami FC really forcing City in, got a couple of early chances. City's grown into the match here in the last 10. Better possession.
Lalo, Rivas.
Watch Valo when he brings the ball in. He'll give it off and then immediately kind of darts across the area, kind of giving another option. That's what you want of the player that's starting a play. Give away the ball and then become an option.
Devin Williams slotted that one up ahead. Williams played over 25 matches for the Jamaican national team.
Valo constantly moving.
Openo tracks back, touches it away. It'll be out in front of Paco Craig. 54 degrees at the time of the opening kick. That is deceiving a little bit, however. The winds out of the west, 17 to 20 miles per hour. There is a wind chill. We're at that time of year. There is a wind chill now, feeling like 48 outside.
And let me tell you something.
Crispy.
The Miami FC players,
they didn't look at home in the warm-ups. I'll say it like that.
They looked like they were getting ready to get back on the bus in the warm-ups, huddling around. They would love a space heater somewhere in the middle of that pitch right now, which I suppose is a little bit of karma for having to go down to Miami in May.
Vallow swings it in. Nate Steinwasser had to make the grab.
Sounded like a little bit of a whistle from the crowd, Neil, and a couple of players stopped. And that play kept going, and Steinwasser in a good position to make the save.
Florian Vallow sent one in. As you get a look at the supporters here at Keyworth, sold out. Keyworth Stadium sold out yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Third pre-match sellout of the season, I believe. Speaking of sellouts, don't miss a match all next season. Detroit City FC 2023 season tickets on sale now. You can get them at deadcityfc.com. The get-in price for a guarantee of at least 20 matches between the men's and women's teams, $185. I'm going to call that the best deal in Detroit sports. You'll hear it as the match goes on. Less than $10 a match. Don't be caught out on a pre-match sellout next year. Get your tickets now.
Foster to throw that one in. And what does that say too, John, on a big college football Saturday in the town? That's what a lot of the media pundits were talking about. Well, what will happen in the fall when college football is here? Sold out yesterday. Over 7,000 in the building.
This was the bellwether game. You took a look at it. Detroit City had already clinched a playoff spot. Michigan State football at home, Michigan football at home.
Didn't matter.
What was the crowd going to be like? 7,000 plus.
Can't get a ticket. That's what the crowd's like.
That's what the crowd's going to be like.
Steinwasser will line things up.
So I think they're at Detroit City FC in terms of fan attendance, in terms of play on the pitch, answering an awful lot of questions with resounding yeses as this regular season wraps up. And there's one more question to be asked. Can Detroit City FC win a playoff match? And based on what we've seen in the regular season, I think the answer is yes, too. I don't think there's anybody in the top four that really want to see Le Rouge heading into their barn.
That ball played over the line. This 5 minutes of the broadcast presented by DTE Energy. No matter where you are in your energy efficiency journey, DTE can help. Learn more at DTEenergy.com/save energy.
Oh, that was such a tasty buildup. And all of a sudden it's on Richard Foster's foot and he skies it. And you saw the disgust on his face. He knew it had been played out wide. The defender had been drawn in. All he had to do was lift that across. There's a runner coming to the back post. And he fluffed his lines a little bit. He'll want that back.
Looks as though Foster really enjoys that wing spot here for Trevor James. And it's very much a want-to position because you have to do a lot. There is no doubt it's demanding.
Well, let me tell you something. There is no fullback on the planet that doesn't fancy themselves a forward.
Right.
Okay? I promise you, every fullback has an inner forward in their body. And he's just in the Trevor James system, he's getting a chance to come up and play that. And part of the reason for that, though, Neil, is that he has the pace to get back. He has another gear that some of these guys don't have.
Ball sent over to Joaquin Rivas. Rivas, USL Championship veteran, over 140 matches played. Played 29 matches for the El Salvador national team. Steinwasser off the line, makes the grab.
That was very tight to the line, and a couple of the Miami FC players asking if he were over the line. I think he was just inside, but that was, he had to walk a line there.
Weeman tracks back. 50-50 ball. Foster battles with Rivas.
Neil, City's come out of their shell a little bit in the last 10 minutes here, and I like to see what they're doing, trying to spread the field a little bit. When this match started, it was a back 4 and 3 right in front, and they're slowly moving forward. A little bit of disagreement here on the near touch line.
Official changes things up. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. So we will get things cracking again after that foul was called. This 5 minutes of the broadcast presented by Golden Nugget, the exclusive online gaming partner of Detroit City FC. Jope
Nice.
spins back.
And it's a good job by Jope there to just kind of slow things down in midfield a little bit. He's really able to control things. Vital, that midfield kind of pivot spot, really vital to the way Trevor James's system works to try to then distribute either through the middle or more likely out to the wings. You have to have someone who can win a physical battle and be secure in midfield. Jope's been that for large parts of this season.
And John, the Miami FC for the first 5 minutes-ish of this match really had total control, but Detroit City FC now has begun the process of leaning on Miami.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Detroit City FC started with the back 7 really, and they've slowly just kind of inched forward. I call it boa constrictor football. You slowly just kind of closing things up, moving things forward. Wow, wind took that.
I mentioned it. It's gusting up to 20 miles per hour, so it's a bit of a guess when you send it up there. And as we saw, as you're looking at it on your TV screen or phone screen or whatever, picture the wind being at your back. It is blowing across over towards those guys in the Northern Guard section.
Yeah, they are huddled together for warmth.
Right.
In the teeth of a Michigan autumn wind. Beautiful sun. Doesn't feel very warm out here.
Right. Lalo lays that one out. Here's Devin Williams. Cross sent in. Steinwasser reads it, makes the grab.
And you know what? Nate was helped by the wind on that one. It hung up for him and kind of dropped down into his hands. The way that started off the foot, if that was the other way and with the wind, might be a little tougher. City now with 3 up top. And look at Foster making. Foster's all the way down. This is a fullback who's consistently making a run on the near side. City is going to find more joy on the near side because Foster, whoever he's matched up with, he's got a step and a half on him.
Lewis. Direct ball sent ahead. Devin Williams tracks it down.
Look out.
And here comes Williams with it. Some numbers now for the Miami Rivas, a runner on the left side, and it's taken away by Ouimet. And the foul is called, but Carl Ouimet, he had to have it, and he got it.
That's a great challenge by Ouimet, and then put the body in the position where there were only 2 options. Let him have it or commit the foul. And he took one for the team. Williams gets let down by heavy touch here. When it bounces up, that's where Ouimet was allowed to get into the play. When Williams kind of stomped down on the ball, spun it back on his shin, that gave Ouimet a step to get in there, then goes out wide. Ouimet with a nice challenge in and takes one for the team, but does the job. The DCFC chant has never sounded louder here at Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule. I think perhaps just to generate warmth on this Saturday afternoon.
That's wrapping up the way it started, John. This USL Championship season that Started back in March. Here we are, October.
And you know what, Neil? You say that kind of as an offhand comment, but it's so very true.
It's true, right?
And
we've come full circle.
But it really shows you.
Foster heads that one in. Openo with the shot. The stop is made by Jake McGuire.
What control by Foster to put that in the path of Openo. And then Openo shakes around his man to be able to get a boot on it. And that is a heck of a save for the Miami FC. Watch Foster here. Comes back across. Wins the physical battle. Comes up. Well-placed header. There's Openo. And unfortunately, right at the keeper on the bounce. That's still a very tough save to make.
Jake McGuire did the job. 71% save percentage, a 1.1 goals against average. Does have 4 clean sheets. He was a former MLS draft pick, 30th overall by Houston Dynamo back in 2017. Did his college soccer at Tulsa. Laid off to Openo. He's 1v4.
Send it across. Switch it. Look at the run.
Foster's making that run.
That's a heck of a challenge out there on the high side by Mark Segbers. He is on an island there because if Openo gets past him, he's got room to run down the wing. Controlled things very nicely. Sent it out to touch.
Jope will play it back to Michael Bryant.
If you've just joined us, it's very simple for Detroit City FC. Better Pittsburgh's results. Pittsburgh playing Oakland Roots tonight, and you move up to the 5th seed. Anything else, and it's one of the big 3 in the first round of the playoffs.
Maxi Rodriguez sends that one in. Yeah, I think you're right. You kind of broke it down very well. Better Pittsburgh's result, you take their spot.
Yep.
That's it.
That is the assignment today. Better Pittsburgh's result. And Pittsburgh's going up against an Oakland team tonight that needs the win or at least a point, because Las Vegas Lights can still jump them, and Las Vegas Lights is playing an LA Galaxy 2 team that has been eliminated with nothing to play for. So you're in a situation there where it is not a dead rubber for Oakland Roots. Pittsburgh's going to have a game on their hands at Highmark Stadium.
This portion of the broadcast presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Chevy drives the Motor City. Yoda played it back. Joe had it, but the whistle pulls everything back.
Well, it went off the referee and changed possession, so he's going to bring that back. And I think we're going to see a drop ball. Rightly. The ball drastically changed direction.
Chapman Page plays that one off towards the right side. Turn was made by Sorto. Rodriguez tried to deny it. Now the cross fizzed in. That gets all the way through. And the half volley attempt by Vallo is a misfire and goes into the food court.
And Maxi Rodriguez is the happiest man on the planet because he got turned around and spun into the turf, and it created a chance. And in the end, the service was not great. So there's the service across, man running, and it hung up a little bit in the wind and kind of went behind the runner. Couple of chances, and then Vallo can't turn it in on goal.
Tonight's Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers Youth Team of the Match is Detroit City FC West 2009 Girls Rouge team, coached by Sam Pirani. The DCFC West 09 Girls Rouge have advanced to the State Cup Final on October 16th after a 3-0 quarterfinal win and a come-from-behind 2-1 win in the semifinals. Best of luck to all the players and Coach Pirani at the final tomorrow.
You know, it gives me an opportunity to talk about Sam Pirani, who recently announced he would step down as the coach of the women's side. He really wants to focus on the youth setup here at Detroit City FC, and what a youth setup Detroit City FC has. So many of their teams competing well in state and regional tournaments, and Sam Pirani has given a lot to youth soccer in southeastern Michigan.
Paco Craig upset for Miami, and let's see how it went down.
I'm not quite sure what he has to be upset about. Went over the top of somebody and pushed somebody into the turf. That there's no upset there.
Antoine Opino lining things up. Sends it in. And cleared out by Rivas. Now turning on the counter, here's Sorto.
What a great take. That's a great interception. Late Jope again. Just a heads-up play in midfield. Stripped a guy.
Here's Declan Wynn. Fresh off his New Zealand national team duty against Australia. Miami FC coming back the other way. Sorto making a run. Christian Sorto lets that one go over the line. Played 30 matches last year for Rio Grande Valley. 3 matches played for the El Salvador national team as well.
One thing City doing really well, Neil, forcing the Miami FC wide. They like to attack through the middle of the pitch. So DCFC have been forcing them wide all day, trying to make them provide service from the wings. There have been a couple of chances, but really good defensive position by the City back forward.
Matt Lewis does well to clear that one out. Ponto attempting to turn with it. Was dispossessed. Quinota did the job. Now body's going everywhere. Player down on the pitch for the Miami FC, but gives me an opportunity to tell you, don't miss a minute of the action this season, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Best value in streaming television, fact, not opinion.
Absolutely.
If I was only going to get one, if you were going to limit me to one, that would be the one that I roll with, no doubt.
Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And that is saying something, because there are other streaming platforms that have Champions League and other pretty high-profile competitions. But value for money, ESPN Plus up and down and left and right. You get the EFL. I know you work with a couple of folks here in the Detroit area. They're big in the Football League Championship.
Yep.
Got the FA Cup on ESPN Plus. La Liga. Bundesliga.
So we will see if Anthony Poulos, the head coach of the Miami FC, what he wants to do here. If he will call for a substitute perhaps, as Christian Sorto makes his way back to the bench. And yes, that will be the case. So Christian Sorto will come out. Richard Ballard will come in. Played 33 matches for Lou City from 2017 to 2019. Signed with the Miami FC after taking a year off from soccer. Played his college soccer at Indiana. So an early sub for Poulos.
First half hour in the books. Neil Rule report cards. Detroit City FC a solid B. They've been able to create more chances, but they still don't have the finish they need to try to jump into that 5th spot. For the Miami FC, honestly, I give them a solid B+. They've been competitive. They forced City on the counter a couple times.
No doubt, they're looking to play. Make no mistake.
They're the team. They're the team on the free roll, as we said in our golden nugget keys to the game. City have been the better team in the last 20 minutes, but part of being the better team is you got to finish. And you say to me, well, John, how come you can give the Miami FC a higher grade than Detroit City if City have been dominating things? Because City need to finish. They are at home playing, try to get that fifth spot. Got to put a goal in the net.
Ballard turned around with it. Connor Rutz came and took it away. That's to Maxi Rodriguez. He had more space, I think, than he even realized. Turns around with it.
The very good thing, though, especially in the last 10 minutes, we've really seen the field flip, Neil. DCFC very far forward. You like to see that. That's the way Trevor James likes to grow into a game. Nice touch by Matty Lewis. Even better cut out the other way by the Miami FC.
That ball sent up towards Murphy, but tracking back is Brian. Murphy still has it and launches it over top of everything. And I'll tell you what, John, Kyle Murphy, we talked about him in the open. He had 20 goals last year for Memphis. He's in double figures with goals this year for the Miami FC. He's a premier goal scorer in this league. This is the first time we've said his name.
And that's due to the City back line and really the City holding midfielders, not allowing him to get forward and get free. Watch, though. You can see him there in the middle of the field, just kind of sitting. He tries to sit in between the two center backs. He is going to require communication between those two center backs to be on point all day long. Because the minute one takes a step back, he's going to beat the offside trap, and you have a chance to play the ball through. And as far back as the center backs go, that's as far forward as Murphy will go.
The Miami FC setting up shop for the first time in a while. Paco swings it to the right. There's Chapman Page. Not much cooking there, however, on the build-up.
Why? Again, two really good conversations with the back four.
There is something to be said for that, John. Just that unified movement. There's the youngster. He's got to give that one back. He doesn't want to.
Have you seen the YouTube clips of the semi-pro ball team, the Savannah Bananas?
Yes.
And they're all dancing and they're all unified before the pitch. That's kind of the same thing here on the back four with City. Watch them. They all move in unison. And that's what you need.
Well, it's a trademark of every good team defensively. It's like the old game from Atari in the 80s, Space Invaders.
Yes.
How they all just move across and move back across. You show me a good defensive soccer team,
I'm going to show you
Space Invaders. Right.
That is exactly.
It's not tough.
And that's and when you don't have that movement, that's when your offside trap gets sprung.
Because that creates gaps.
And that's what Murphy's going to try to do all day long. And so far, City have done very well to deny him.
Jope now with the pressure tries to go through Devin Williams, and he gets called for it.
The officials, I think, have handled this first half very well. A couple of little chippy moments. Calm down with the naughty boy talk.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions. Maxi Rodriguez wants to go. However, Devin Williams does not want to go.
Watch the play, Neil, between Connor Rutz and Lay Jope. Lay Jope kind of sitting in behind Connor right now, being that holding midfielder pivot, and Rutz has done a very nice job of kind of moving with him and being an option for interplay back and forth. Two different points where you can distribute the ball out wide, then try to play through the wings.
Direct ball sent up and it found its mark. There was a miscommunication there for Detroit City FC. The cross goes all the way through the 6 off the right foot of Richard Ballard. And the Miami FC will get the throw. No, they will not. Thought it might have been deflected. It wasn't. So the Rouge will toss it in. And John, here's an interesting stat too about these two teams. We've talked about, you know, a little bit of these guys have gone at each other here today. There's been moments of physicality. These are the only two teams in the USL Championship without a red card this year. So they will take it to the line and then they'll walk it back.
You know, that I did not know that about these two teams, that neither team had that, and that is telling. They know right where the line is.
They know what's going on.
And you don't want to hurt your team. So far in the first half, possession, the majority of it belonging to the Miami FC, 56% to 44%. In the air, 50-50. Aerial duels won. How about this, given what we've seen the last few matches here at Keyworth Stadium? That's our first offside call of the match. And it comes 40 minutes in.
This 5 minutes of the broadcast presented by Ally, proud to be the official financial services partner of DCFC. You can learn more at ally.com. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. 41st minute, 0-0 the score. Detroit City FC has had the more dangerous of the opportunities. Antoine Opino. And a side volley get on frame. Jake McGuire had to dive across to stop. And as you said, the possession, the Miami FC a little bit of an edge in that department, but all in all, pretty fair result where we sit right now.
Absolutely, but I would say that the lion's share of the quality chances, as you said, belonging to DCFC.
Maxi Rodriguez back heels it. Pato.
Oh, he's going to get a corner out of this. That should be a corner. Oh, they'll say it came just the wrong side of the flag. Smart.
That ball popped up. 50-50 ball inside the 18. Maxi Rodriguez swings it out. Foster will get a throw. Now you feel momentum picking up a little bit here for City.
Yep, absolutely. Turned a little bit on that interplay on the far side. Now City coming forward and the Miami FC pinned back.
Play Joe, he'll give it a go.
And
it went wide.
It went nowhere near.
Job's intentions are usually pretty clear. You know, there's not much mystery. He's looking to give one a lash.
He loves it, especially going across the top of the area. If he's got the ball at the top of the area, he's going to take one step and put it under the scoreboard.
Now it's time for our Fago trivia question. What is Detroit City FC's all-time record in the final games of the regular season? Tweet your answers to @DetroitCityFC, and you can win a $15 Kroger gift card, good for Fago products, and we'll get you the answer in the second half. Paco swings it out to the right side. Chapman Page advances it. Murphy the target. Once again, unable to get Kyle Murphy involved. And John, I'll tell you this, as we've seen this first half unfold defensively for Detroit City FC, it's been very clear what the assignment has been, and that's to take Murphy out of the equation. And Detroit City FC has done exactly that.
And has done so, by the way, without Stephen Carroll. That's the most impressive thing. You take out your defensive stalwart, you wonder if there's going to be communication problems. The answer, no. With what, Murphy 3 touches, maybe 4 in 45 minutes? It's a solid first half. Those supporters are happy for now. They're going to need a goal in the second 45. Or 2.
Rodriguez up to Pato. Pato, nifty turn. Opino's up with him. Opino looks for Pato. Can he track it down? He cannot. Was shielded off nicely by Aiden Stanley.
Really nice job by Stanley and Paco Craig to come across and put themselves in a position where Pato's only option was either to let it go out for the goal kick or commit a foul and have it go the other way.
Aiden Stanley, 21st overall pick by Austin in the 2021 MLS draft. Played 9 matches during his time with Austin. Played his college soccer at Duke, signed with the Miami FC back in January.
Smart. That is that's something that doesn't go in the stat sheet. All right. You had there Michael Bryant could have stepped in, tried to play that ball, but he was going to be playing the ball facing his own goal. Let it run to Steinwasser, who had a better angle at the ball and just made sure there was no Miami FC player there to get in the way. Just smart communication between the back line and Steinwasser. Oh, look out, look out.
Here comes an opportunity. That ball slotted across. Here's Rivas, and he takes advantage and makes no mistake. And the Miami FC takes a 1-0 lead, the 7th goal of the season for Joaquin Rivas.
And that was, you know, I just got finished saying that communication was key, and somebody broke the telephone line. The communications were down, and all of a sudden you had one man back, couldn't control the ball, takes a high bounce on the pitch, the counter is sprung, and that is a clinical finish. Header forward, someone needs to deal with this. 3 City players just waiting, and an Olay move there, and all of a sudden 3 runners forward. You send a man into space. Nate Steinwasser's hung out to dry. Rivas has a lot of open goal to pick at, puts it over Steinwasser. Nate might have been able to take and get a hand to that, but he had to go down to try to get the good angle on it. He slips a little bit. It goes over top the hand, and after 45 good minutes of defensive communication, you have a breakdown, and the Miami FC are on top 1-0. That changes the team talk heading into halftime.
Joaquin Rivas, who is a world-class type goal scorer, as we have 1 minute of stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by Brew Detroit, always true to the beer. I mentioned earlier, Rivas had 3 goals in the 2021 Gold Cup for the El Salvador national team. Foster's cross. McGuire goes down to the pitch to make the grab, and the whistle sounds. So a late breakdown by Detroit City FC towards the end of the first half has staked the Miami FC to a 1-0 lead on the road.
And so now, what will the strategy be in the second 45 for the Miami FC? Detroit City FC now know they have to push, because if they don't at least get a point out of this, it's possible they drop all the way down to the 7th seed. Now they got to go. Do Miami FC try to protect or not?
So we will take our halftime break, come back, get you towards the second half of action. Joaquin Rivas, the difference so far. Detroit City FC has to make a comeback in the second 45. This is USL Championship Soccer.
Reyka vodka is made from pure Icelandic spring water and filtered through lava rocks for exceptional quality. Skál! Hversu löng þessi auglýsing?
Reyka vodka. Hi, I'm Rachel Stewart, president of Gardner White, and I'd like to tell you about the genius of and. Most companies offer you only one discount, and you end up paying full price for everything else. But at Gardner White, you enjoy huge store-wide savings and an extra 25% off, and 0% financing, and a huge in-stock selection with free same-day delivery. The genius of and, only at Gardner White.
Soccer, soccer, soccer. Watch it at Detroit's premier soccer bar, the Detroit City Clubhouse. We have domestic and international soccer, soccer, soccer. Enjoy cold beer. Don't forget to pies. The Detroit City Clubhouse. Perfect for birthday parties and corporate events. Detroit City Clubhouse. Detroit's home for soccer, soccer, soccer.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Equinox for $229 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Reyka vodka is made from pure Icelandic spring water and filtered through lava rocks for exceptional quality. Skál! Hversu löng þessi auglýsing?
Reyka vodka.
1-0, the Miami FC with the lead here at Keyworth on the final day of the USL Championship regular season. Let's take a look back. Detroit City FC, a magical first-year run here at USL Championship. Let's go back and see how it all started.
Part of the community, part of the club that just means so much.
Our most important moments don't stop and wait until everyone is ready. They are imperfect, off-center. They blur, they fall. And like the goal you missed as you turned your head back to the pitch, they don't wait. The most important moments don't care about the weather, or the smoke, or the clock.
With the right foot, it's in the back of the net. Comes free, Ozzie Matthews. 2-1 City.
They surprise because they are incomplete. In fact, the only perfect aspect of our most important moments is that they are shared. And shared moments become memories. And shared memories become traditions. And traditions are something you should never grow out of. From an amateur team born under the skyline of our city to a professional club that has come to dominate their opponents, Detroit City FC stands by our traditions. We are supporter-built. We are community-focused. We believe that sports should be inclusive and affordable. We believe that clubs should be excellent and accessible. And we believe that positive change should be relentless. Memories don't wait. The time has come for Detroit City FC to move forward.
I'm on that real tick. I'm on that real tick.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What? This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Watch this. When you watch me play, you support all of us.
You show your daughter her future matters.
When you watch me play,
Take the shot.
drive, team up, win.
You prove we deserve more media coverage.
When you watch the game,
You change the game.
Unbelievable! What a goal! What a moment! The ultimate upset when it mattered the most!
Back here inside Keyworth Stadium at the half, the Miami FC a late goal. Towards the end of that first 45, they have the 1-0 lead over Detroit City FC. Let's get caught up with what's popping around the USL Championship as we take a look at the news and notes and everything that is going on. San Antonio FC, we know where they stand, John. They clinch the #1 overall seed. They're looking for the most wins and points in league history.
And that's saying something, given the amount of quality sides we've had at the top of USL Championship. Lou City.
And everything else still to play out, and that certainly is the case in the Wild West. Also, New Mexico United, the latest to clinch a spot. 3 teams, however, alive for the final 2 spots. It's crazy.
But you got to love the fact that, especially in both conferences, things to play for in the final match of the season.
And speaking of the final matches of the regular season, here's what's going on ESPN Plus tonight. Detroit City FC needs to turn this result around, and then everybody can watch that Pittsburgh match against the Oakland Roots, but everything else playing itself out here tonight as well.
And I'm going to be watching from Highmark Stadium as long as results go their way here at Keyworth. That's going to be a fun one as Oakland tries to stave off Las Vegas Lights and the late charge.
Don't forget that Oakland Roots, they're looking to make their way into the playoffs as well. So here are the standings as they sit, and these are the live standings right now as we check out the scenarios. Detroit City FC in that 7th spot right now. If this holds up the way it is, Memphis 901 would be the road trip.
And that's a tough road game for Detroit City FC at that converted baseball field. Tougher sometimes to get footing. Not a way you want to start off your playoff campaign.
Lou City FC in the meantime trying to lock this, having that #1 seed, and that's a tough road to make your way through Louisville, as we know. So we'll take our final break, come back, get you the second half of action. The Miami FC 1, Detroit City FC 0, but there's still 45 to play. Don't go anywhere. And this is USL Championship Soccer.
I am American Home Fitness.
I'm American Home Fitness.
I am American Home Fitness.
We are American Home Fitness.
Come to any American Home Fitness location for the hottest deals on the latest fitness equipment and accessories. American Home Fitness, Michigan's home for fitness and the official fitness equipment provider of the Detroit City Football Club.
Soccer. Watch it at Detroit's premier soccer bar, the Detroit City Clubhouse. We have domestic and international soccer. Enjoy cold beer. Don't forget to pies. The Detroit City Clubhouse. Perfect for birthday parties and corporate events. Detroit City Clubhouse. Detroit's home for soccer.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Equinox for $229 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Getting ready to go here for the second 45 of play. Detroit City FC has to dig themselves out of a late hole that they put themselves into. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes. And John, Detroit City FC asserted themselves probably about 7 or 8 minutes into this match and really controlled a lot of the play through the first 45.
Absolutely. They were in their shell for the first 5-6 minutes, really grew into the game, and then 25 minutes in, you had a header across the face of goal and then a lash at it and a nice save there by McGuire that kept us scoreless. And one of those low balls that's very tough for a keeper to make a save on them. 4 minutes later, here's some good communication by the City back line. Maxi Rodriguez falls over, and then there's service into the area, but City doing a nice job to force the errant shot there off the foot of Florian Velo. 36 minutes on the clock. Detroit City FC back at it. They give it away on the counter, though, and all of a sudden coming forward, the first touch for Murphy on the day of any real note, but he kind of fluffed his lines a little bit. And City's back four again, cleaned up the mess and really forced him into a shot. Well, that communication would let them down in the 46th minute. First real bad communication moment of the day. 4 City players there, nobody handles the ball, 3 counterattacking runners, Rivas in space, Nate Steinwasser on an island, and it's 1-0 right at the death of the first half.
And as we check out those stats, 4 shots for the Miami FC, 2 for Detroit City FC. And John, you could say DCFC played a perfect 45 minutes of soccer defensively. The problem is there was a minute of stoppage time.
That's exactly what the problem was. But here's the positive, Neil Rule, if you're looking at it, you always knew heading into the USL playoffs, 1 goal wasn't going to get the job done. You need 2. Heading into the USL playoffs, presented by Hisense, you need to be a team that can figure out how to put 2 goals on the board. So all they're doing in the final match of the regular season is figuring out how to put 2 goals on the board, because that's where you're at. You don't want to have it be a draw and need Oakland to beat Pittsburgh tonight. You want to go out, get 2 goals, not allow any more, 2-1 win, make Pittsburgh go out and win, and be in that 5 spot instead of the 7.
And we have seen a lot of late match magic here at Keyworth, not only this season, but throughout Detroit City FC's time. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by American Home Fitness, the official fitness equipment provider of DCFC. Visit AmericanHomeFitness.com. Connor Rutz tried to lay that one off to Maxi Rodriguez. Lay Joe couldn't get enough on it, but he will track back to get it.
Lake Joe had a pretty good first half. Good communication in midfield. Good job as the steadfast holding man that can control things and distribute the ball.
Direct ball sent in, headed away. Richard Ballard comes over. Ballard came in as an early sub. Christian Sorto was injured, had to come off.
City already the back line far forward, trying to press from the start.
And that was going to be my next ask of you, John. Just as you peruse City, they do seem to have a little bit more urgency offensively.
Yeah, the press is further forward. It was a midfield press in the first half. It's now almost going into that back line, trying to press from the start of things. And you need to do that. You need to create turnovers, because losing 2-0 doesn't matter. You still lose. You got to create chances.
We popped that one over the line. Vallow has it. Ballard inside the 18. Lays it off. Service in. Nobody on the other side. Rutz flicked that one out. Declan Wynn touches it to Maxi Rodriguez. Nifty ball there from Maxi. Pato looks for Wynn. He's cut off by Chapman Page.
And they're going to call Pato for a foul for going over top the backup page. That's one of the softer fouls, I think, out there, but still a foul.
Declan Wynn does not like it.
Let's have a look.
You be the referee. Chapman Page went down rather easily. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah, landed on some Charmin. That was pretty soft. But he got the whistle. And that's why we're up here and the referees are down there.
That ball swung out to Stanley. Joe brings it down the pitch. That's headed clear by Paco.
The big question here, Neil Rule, is when is Trevor James going to shuffle the deck, and when do we see Francis Tuahene or Yazid Matthews?
Reese Williams available too.
Those are your runners up top.
Yep.
If I would bet, I think Maxey probably makes way. And those subs come. Maybe Pato, although you need all the forward power you can get.
Although that's about 20 minutes down the road. Declan Wynn. Carl Wiemet just joining us. Stephen Carroll not available here today. With that being said, I think it is a safe wager to say Stephen Carroll will be available in the playoff match next week. I'm going out on a huge limb there.
You know, we were talking to somebody pre-match, and the point was made that I think you will have to, if you wanted Stephen Carroll to miss next week, you would have to amputate his leg. That would be about the only thing.
I'm pretty sure he'd still give it a go, though.
Hopping, you know what? Hopping around on one. He would. Absolutely.
He will be out there. Let's just say it like that. Lewis.
Speaking of being out there, though, how about the grit of Antoine Openo? He was doubtful heading into this match. He picked up a knock last week, too. And he's putting in a shift.
Yeah, that was part of that 3-minute segment of that match where Carroll went down. Then Antoine went down. City had the lead, and then Louisville just got the snowball rolling down the hill.
Well, they smelled blood and water.
Yep.
Carroll goes down, and all of a sudden, a lot of teams in USL Championship perk up and take notice.
Vallow.
Oh, that's a nice job to step in there and cut that out. Wow. Nice job by Lejope to kind of funnel it in there, and then a nice step over.
Wiemet taken down from behind. Official says play on. So that ball comes to Vallow. Segber's on the wing. Bryant takes it. Ballard down on the pitch.
You know what, though? Fair, because it could have been a foul over here in the corner. And he said play on there as well.
That was a flat-out giveaway to Rivas. Murphy couldn't handle it, so we'll get a goal kick from Steinwasser.
Tell you what, the Miami FC is showing signs of life here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. They have responded to City's higher press, and are finding ways in behind. And that's, look at Murphy running right at Steinwasser. And Steinwasser played it out to the wing, and Maxi Rodriguez had slipped.
This Miami FC roster, John, they are riddled with USL Championship veterans. I talked about some of the international accomplishments as well. They have a cast of very good players that are career professionals that have played at very high levels.
You know, and I think that's the case up and down the playoff teams in the East, all right? And even out in the West in those 1 through 5 seeds. When you look at previous club in the rosters and their media notes, the ones that are consistently in the top half are the ones that stock their roster top to bottom with guys that have been in this division or higher. Just know how to go through the 34-match, 6-month grind.
There was an adjustment period even for City in that, John. Remember, if you go back to July, in those matches, as Nate Steinwasser made a little bit of a meal of that one, but did get away with it. You go back to July, and You have matches out in Vegas, and you're going down to Miami and things like that.
Playing in Tampa in August.
And you're far away from the start. The finish line's nowhere near the horizon. There were some dog days of this. This is a long, long season.
You know, you work with an educator, and so I know you've probably heard this term, but educators have the term called divulsing, which is the dark, evil vortex of late September, October, and November, where you've gotten away from the start of the school year and you head into, you've got a long way to go to the holiday break.
Yep.
And that's kind of where it was in the middle of things. You're in the doldrums. The excitement of being a new club is worn off, and then you got a long way to go to the end of the season.
Yep. But they did that. Detroit City had to circle the wagons coming down the stretch, and they put together some huge road wins. That win at Colorado Springs, in retrospect, was a huge moment. I thought for this team. I think when you go back to it, you go back to it. Whatever happens in the playoffs happens. But that was the match, I thought, where once they got that win, you said this team. Not only are they legitimate and all that kind of stuff, they're a threat. And they're a threat to win.
Yep, and the other match I'll give you is the win over Tampa here.
Right, absolutely.
A couple of weeks ago. Because in a similar situation against Louisville City, Detroit City didn't get it done. They were undone by a penalty, and they moved forward. Against Tampa, again late, needed a late goal, got the finish.
Right.
That's growth and progression. And those are the things you take from match one from year one to year two.
Bryant wins that battle against Ballard. Bryant will send it out towards Pato. Pato tried to make the turn, played nicely. Chapman Page, excuse me.
Oh, that's a good job by Leigh Jope to stand up, fight off a guy without committing a foul, then send it out wide. Now you have space.
Opino. He's usually in the mix when something happens. Opino service. Maxi Rodriguez couldn't collect it.
And that's an ABH clearance. Just get it out of there.
Joe couldn't control it, but Michael Bryant does.
City's been undone by a couple of high bounces here today. The bounce on the Miami FC goal, a couple of bounces there.
Bryant was in the mix, locking up with Kyle Murphy.
I think we're about 10 minutes away from substitution time. 55 minutes on the clock. Ooh, some physicality there.
Carl Wiemann, Maxi Rodriguez standing over. This portion of the match brought to you by Brandt. Rodriguez chips it into the 18.
Really good shape right now by the Miami FC back line.
Here comes a counter. Murphy's making a run. That ball slotted ahead. Steinwasser came off the line, now going back. Murphy in, his shot. Steinwasser closes the door.
And moving like that, that's a tough save for Nate. Really well taken. Well taken shot, well made save.
Ballard swings that one towards the left, just couldn't link up with Rivas. You don't want Joaquin Rivas over there with some space.
Rivas has been a thorn in the side all day. Let's take a look at Murphy here. Murphy sees that he's got space and is well onside. Comes in, Steinwasser backing up. Bryant can't get there to close the door. And Steinwasser does well to get down low and make that save.
Michael Bryant did a job about the angles, just cutting off that angle. Because a lot of times, John, you want to, just through sheer excitement, sheer fear, whatever, you might take a higher line and getting towards Murphy. Bryant trusted the geometry instead.
Yeah, just went in. He knew he wasn't going to be able to make a challenge on the ball. The only thing he could do was take away an angle, and he did, and it paid off with Steinwasser making the save. Because going 2-0 down there at that point really changes things.
Maxi Rodriguez finds Declan Wynn. So City got away with one. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Ball chipped ahead.
And City undone by the wind there. Rode the wind out. The wind has freshened even more here in the second half. Flags now stiffly blowing across.
Weeman tracks back and pops that one into the Northern Guard supporter section. Fans, if you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app.
I was listening to Premier League coverage on my way in here today on SiriusXM FC.
Segber's in the corner. Tried to thread a pass in. Pato and a couple of players come after him.
Pato's a guy that'll get under your skin. And you start to see that he annoys people.
Paco does well to control it through a couple of City players. Matt Lewis can't bring it down. Nice job there by Rivas. Rivas goes down.
Smart by the official. Very smart by the official.
Wasn't buying it.
No, the Miami FC player tried to buy it and then committed a foul while he was on the ground. And that's smart.
Weeman slots it towards the right. There's Matt Lewis. Looking for Opino. Opino couldn't settle it down. Joaquin Rivas does. He's the goal scorer right now.
Neil, we've noticed here in the second half, look at how Nate Steinwasser's coming out off his line to keep players forward. If there's nobody coming back for the Miami FC, Steinwasser coming further out, trying to keep that field compact.
Murphy spins around with it. So the possible substitutions beginning to loosen for Detroit City FC. Reese Williams getting loose. Yazzie Matthews getting loose.
And now who do they come in for?
And there's some physicality from Segbers with almost a horse collar tackle.
I think the first question is, I think Opino's shift might be done because he was dealing with an injury issue. So we'll wait and see here. But Matthews is going to come in. Reese Williams is going to come in. We're going to wait and see who.
So Richard Foster will come out.
Okay.
Yazzie Matthews goes in.
And Pato comes out.
Yep.
Okay. Foster's surprising to me. I figured maybe his speed and physicality would be an asset. Also surprising that for now, Opino, who, as we said earlier, is coming off an injury issue, is still out there. But Trevor James is a lot smarter man than I am.
That ball laid off to Rivas. Slots the pass up ahead. Murphy on the move. Great track back by Bryant.
Foul against Murphy.
That is the scenario. Well, Michael Bryant really closed the ground. Kyle Murphy's been largely frustrated here today.
For most of the day. He's had one or two touches. But again, as you said, Bryant getting his body in a good position there, forcing Murphy to take him down.
But of course, Murphy can look to the scoreboard for consolation as of right now. He'll feel better instantly.
Got to get at least one, really need two if you're Detroit City FC.
Connor Rutz.
Remember, as the live table stands, if Pittsburgh's still to play tonight, it would be the Miami FC up into the 5 spot, going to Birmingham in round 1, Pittsburgh in the 6 spot, Detroit City FC in the 7 spot. And the tiebreakers to start would be the goal difference in head-to-head.
There's the mixing bowl and
Openo with a little extra there.
no, not Antoine
And
Openo.
Antoine, never. Chief politician and just knows how
philosophical
to
theorist,
Yeah.
chief politician.
just knows how to leave a little one in there.
Yep. All around good guy to talk to.
Nice ball from Jope out.
Openo tried to lay it off for Rutz. Jope has it in some space. Declan Wynn, cross in.
Really nice job again to clear the danger away. The back line for the Miami FC has had a really good second half. No real great opportunities for Detroit City FC in the first 20 minutes.
Win the service in, and now it's Ballard.
And now look at Murphy on the backside. All the attention's going out wide. Where's Murphy? And he's in between the 2 center backs. And that's a great job by the wing players for City to turn that around, not allow the man on the wing to pick up his head and see Murphy with a way to get him involved.
We met to the middle. Jope.
It's a real bend but don't break midfield right now for the Miami FC. Letting City have space, but not really letting them make that extra pass forward. You're looking at Miami lets City have possession in and around the center circle. Where they really start to condense on the ball is when you try to make that extra pass into the attacking third. Then you see 2 players come over, really try to shut off the passing lane.
Openo into space. Openo's cross! And Yazzie Matthews was in the area code, but unable to come through and get a piece of it. But Yazzie wins that one. Jope gives one a lash and sends it out wide.
All right. Look, that's a poor decision. That's a poor decision by Lejo. You gotta, to quote old-time wrestling, know your role, and that is not his role right there. His role standing at the top, and that's a great cross by Openo.
Boy, Maxey nearly got to that.
That
didn't realize how close Maxey was to that. So Jake McGuire put the boot to it. McGuire played 21 matches last year for North Carolina FC in USL League One. Bryant has pocket pick by Murphy.
That's a great challenge. That's a great challenge by Bryant. Needed to get the ball or he was going to be in trouble, and he got the ball.
That ball got all the way through. Reese Williams collides with Paco Craig.
And the assistant's going to flag against City. And I believe we are getting to the point in the festivities, Neil, where the time wasting will begin.
Could be the scenario.
We're going to see a booking.
I believe you'll see a yellow issued to Reese Williams. Let's take a look at the evidence. Reese Williams coming into your screen there.
I'm not the referee. Okay.
To be fair, it was one of those things that it did look worse in real time than when you get the advantage of slowing it down and looking at it. So you can say that.
Yep. So it is a tough job being the man in the middle. Tough job.
Well, it's just you have, again, players at the highest level of the game in this country, man. And
moving fast.
It's so fast out there.
Yep. Moving very fast. And Reese Williams just now needs to play on a yellow and make smart decisions. All right, so Detroit City FC, 22 minutes plus stoppage to try to find 2 goals. As it stands, they would be the 7 seed.
We have crossed over into the 70th minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. Rivas, a goal in the expiring moments of the first half. That is the difference for the Miami FC. In front of a sellout crowd here at Keyworth.
One thing we know, late magic can always happen here at Keyworth Stadium. Quick restart here. 4 back for the Miami FC. Nice job by the back line to cut it out again.
That ball goes all the way back to Steinwasser. And fans, we talked about the sellout crowd here today. Detroit City FC becoming the hottest ticket in Detroit. A handful of regular season sellouts already. Left a lot of people out of luck. And right now, make sure you go to DebtCityFC.com to get your 2023 season tickets to secure your place here inside Keyworth next season. Don't be shut out. DebtCityFC.com, the best value in Detroit sports with Detroit City FC.
And these fans have been erstwhile all year. Great crowds and packed to the rafters today. On a day when there was a lot of competing things going on in Detroit sports. The Detroit City FC faithful out in numbers to send their team out in style. Now they need the goal or 2 to really lift the roof off this place.
Openo pleading his case, and it worked because the City got the call. They'll get the throw. Antoine Openo leading all of USL in assist. Openo goes down.
5 back right now for the Miami FC.
Bad giveaway to Joe. Yazid Matthews chips it towards the back post. And it's flicked away, but it will go out for a corner. We haven't seen a ton of corners for Detroit City FC here today, which is not usually the case at Keyworth.
That might be the first, actually. Gotta go back and look at the stats. Had a couple of set pieces close.
Corner served in. Cleared out. Miami FC. Lee Jobe tracks back to it.
Nice job for him to run that down, not let it go out to touch.
Ball back for Jobe.
He's going to get dinged for a high boot.
No, handball, I believe.
Handball?
Yep.
Okay.
Either way, the result's the same.
You know, whatever happens today, though, Neil, I think the story, even if Detroit City loses today and falls down to that 7 seed, making the playoffs in year 1 as a club, you made the jump to USL Championship late. Season tickets had already gone on sale for last year. You know, set up to be in a different environment, assembled a team, short bench all year, and you get to the USL Championship playoffs in year one. That is a great story, a start for Detroit City FC.
Throw it now for Declan Wynn, gets it back. Reese Williams battles Joaquin Rivas. Segbers makes his way through the middle, still has it. Sent out into space, Valo. This cross finds its way to Rivas. Rivas 1v1 against Reese Williams. Makes his move and sends it wide of the frame.
He was trying to go for goal on that.
Yes,
I thought he might cross it, but he wanted to have a go, and look out here.
Another ball swung in, this time by Devin Williams. Maxi Rodriguez in a tussle. Akinyoda.
And Akinyoda really good body positioning to hold Maxi Rodriguez off. Here comes Atua Hene and Goddard. Two more subs for Detroit City FC. We are about to go supersonic high speed with the runners. And I think Antoine Openo's day is finally going to be done, and what a shift he has put in for 75 minutes coming off a knock last week.
For 34 matches.
Yep. And Maxi Rodriguez probably also comes off here too for Goddard.
Hello.
So Trevor James playing all the cards he can play.
Ballard in that right corner. Brian and Maxi Rodriguez converge, and now a goal kick coming up for Nate Steinwasher in the 76th minute.
And that should bring in the subs.
And it will.
And Antoine Openo, well, first off, Cy Goddard being announced. He will come in for Maxi Rodriguez, who's done an awful lot of running today. And then Antoine Openo will come off, and he gets a well-deserved ovation from the City faithful.
USL Championship leader in assists this year. Francis Atuahene comes on, the former 4th overall pick by FC Dallas in the 2018 MLS draft. Played his college soccer at Michigan. Scored 42 seconds into his MLS debut. Doesn't have to be quite that fast here today, but they would take it if it's offered.
Now, he has one assignment, Neil. You know what that assignment is?
Go.
Yeah. Run.
Reese Williams with it. Williams chips it across, just over top of Openo.
Don't shoot, pass. They're going to call offside flag up.
Let's take a couple seconds here, get you the Fago trivia answer. The answer is 4 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats. Le Rouge most recently won the last game of their 2021 season by a score of 3-2 on the road against the Michigan Stars in their final match in NISA League play. So congratulations to the winner. If you tweeted that to @DetroitCityFC, you have won a Kroger gift card good for Fago products.
May we humbly suggest Rock and Rye?
Absolutely.
They're going to call that foul.
Couple of subs coming up for the Miami FC. Claudio Repetto, native of Italy, in the Genoa Academy. And also Dennis Doana, who spent his last 3 seasons in the Albanian 2nd division.
What's tougher? Random night in the Albanian 2nd division, a brisk fall day at Keyworth.
They probably share a lot of common weather characteristics, I would imagine.
I would have to agree with you, my friend.
So now we're having the discussion right now.
Took us 77 minutes, but the debate society is back.
All right. When do we play? Here we go.
Looks like right now.
Left foot sent in, headed away dangerously inside the 18. That shot was blocked from Paco.
Go. See, Lejope's got to be faster on that.
And instead was taken away. Akinyoda. Declan Wynn turns and clears it.
See, and all of that starts with Jope when he gets that ball and he's got half a yard of space.
And the subs will be official now for Anthony Poulos.
Get something done with it.
Poulos in his first season as head coach for the Miami FC spent the last 2 seasons as the assistant coach at Inter Miami. The MLS does have coaching experience. USL Championship, spent 2 seasons as the head coach of St. Louis FC.
And again, we're going to have, did he take a farewell lap of honor as he was leaving the pitch? I thought we would have seen a sub move quicker than that, but.
Kyle Murphy comes off, as does Callum Chapman-Page, but not before he got a souvenir yellow card.
Yeah. We got some nice parting gifts for you.
But make no mistake, Callum Chapman-Page was very, very good here today.
Yes, he was.
This portion of the match brought to you by Puma. So time wasting, the official verdict on the yellow card.
He's going to book him for simulation. Yeah, he's going to book him for going over. And he's going to book him for simulation.
So the yellow card's coming fast and free as of late.
Yellow card issued to the Miami FC number 98.
And that is a good decision.
Segbers.
Let's have a look. Yeah. That's simulation. And he got booked for simulation.
So Segbers officially in the books. And in the meantime, we're pressing up towards the 82nd minute. See Matthews flicks that one ahead, but it's cleared out. Bryant steps in. Ball chipped up. Atuahene trying to make his way through, but Jake McGuire off the line to grab it.
Here's a question. With Maxi off, if City were to get a penalty late, who takes it?
I think they'll cross that bridge when they get to it.
Just something to think about.
They would take that scenario.
I mean, it'd be a nice choice to have. Oh, nice toe poke. But it's going to run away on the turf.
Catch up to it. The journey to glory begins Saturday, October 22nd, when the USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense begin on ESPN+. The drama continues leading up to the USL Championship final Sunday, November 13th at 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes.
Send that out wide there. Oh, heavy touch, but a nice response to get it back. See, and Lejope there just tried to dribble through 3 people. Pass the ball. Move the ball.
Cy Goddard tracks back. Connor Rutz is cut off.
There we go. Keep playing. Oh, they're going to bring it back.
So City will line things up for the Miami FC. Very caring of LaRouche to do that.
Let's just move things along, shall we? Now Miami is going to make sure they're all in position on the exact foot of turf.
Michael Bryant drives it out. Yazid Matthews able to collect. There's Goddard. Wynn making a run. Wynn on the end of it.
Space out wide if you can get there.
And we'll go out for a corner.
That's a good run to create that corner. And now Cy Goddard is going to be your man to deliver service.
So Cy Goddard will serve this. City looking to level this match. Some more late magic at Keyworth perhaps. Corner played away. Connor Rutz leaves it off for Goddard. Goddard hesitates inside the 18.
Move the ball. That's a great job by
Wynn.
Miami to force him wide.
Ouimet unable to keep it from going across the goal line. Attendance announced 7,500 plus on hand here at Keyworth, the second largest crowd in the history of the stadium.
Gives us the perfect moment to say, well done, City faithful. Be a part of it next year. Get your 2023 tickets now at deadcityfc.com. Be a part of this. You're not going to find an environment like it anywhere else.
And there you see on your screen.
That's what 7,500 plus
That's
looks
what
like.
it's all about right there. Everybody having a good time.
Credit to Miami's back line here in the last 15 minutes. Anytime City's gotten forward, they've kept a very good shape. Forced them away from the middle. City got to find a goal. Got to press now.
Atuahene. Can he give one a go? He's got a couple defenders to get through, lays it off, tried to get it back. Great anticipation and a great close defensively.
How full circle would it be if the Miami FC held the lead until stoppage time and City got the draw that kept things alive for a higher playoff seed?
Declan Wynn service, that's headed away.
That's going to be a City throw. Great job to play it off the Miami player.
Service in, looking for Atuahene, just a little over top of him and in front of Declan Wynn.
He was flat-footed, really couldn't jump at it.
Reese Williams makes his way back. Played last year with Stumptown AC in Nisa, had 3 goals, 3 assists, has 3 assists this season for La Rouge. Played his college soccer at Columbia out of the Ivy League, which means he's more intelligent than I am.
I'm more intelligent than both of us are combined, partner.
That's fair. I've been around you long enough to know that's fair.
Yeah, I don't bring up the skill level much there.
That call goes against City.
All right, I think there's going to be about 5 minutes of stoppage time in the Krieger meter here, getting the old timeout. So realistically, about 5 minutes. So you're looking at about 8.5 minutes now to find at least one, because a draw still puts it in play for Oakland to beat Pittsburgh and force Pittsburgh back into that 7 spot. Or the 6th or 7th spot, rather. Remember, all Detroit City needed to do was better Pittsburgh's result today. So they have to find a goal, and now they're going to have Nate Steinwasser take the free kick, get things forward. As it stands, Detroit City FC, the 7th seed, they would have to go to number 2 Memphis in the first round. And if they were to win that, it's down to Lane Family Stadium to take on top overall seed Louisville the next week.
You know how it works, John. You get the playoffs, everything shrinks a bit.
Yep.
Lineup shrink. Everything becomes really compact. And you would imagine a Detroit City FC Memphis match will probably more than likely end in a 1-0 score line.
And talk about storylines on top of storylines. Trevor James taking DCFC down there, standing in the way. Memphis and former DCFC manager Ben Pierman, who will have coached some of these guys that have been around, like the Stephen Carrolls and the Nate Steinwashes of the world. That one would be a ready-made storyline for week 1 of the USL playoffs down there in Memphis.
Rowan looking for Ballard.
The positive there, Neil, is getting to the playoffs. And that's the overarching story of today. Regardless of the seed that you are, Detroit City FC getting to the playoffs in year 1 of their USL Championship existence, when they were behind in resources and a bench. And we've got a yellow card given to Repetto, probably for rampant time wasting. Now, what will our 4th official put up on the board for stoppage time? Here we go.
Reese Williams drives it all the way across. Can Declan Wynn track it down? He does, and he did it very well. Yazid Matthews tries to step through. Yazid Matthews making his way in.
And they're going to call a foul on Yazid.
Yep.
And I want to see a replay, but it looked like a decent decision. City faithful won't like it, but let's have a look here. All right, so Yazid comes through, sticks a leg in, gets through.
Looks like a play on to me, personally. But
yeah, I don't know that I blow the whistle either way, but I don't think it's a penalty.
I would agree. And there'll be 4 minutes of stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by Brew Detroit, always true to the beer.
To be fair, Neil, I think that's a little short on the stoppage time, especially with the 2 yellow cards for time wasting. You know, we had 3 substitution intervals.
Segbers is down right now.
You know, you're hoping then that the referee will add time.
I'm getting a look down at the Detroit City FC bench. I see Stephen Carroll with the jacket on, but it's all unzipped and everything.
He wants to come on. He wants to come on so bad.
He's shaking his head.
He is ready to go. Save it for next week, Steve. That will be a man who will be playing on a mission next week down in Memphis or wherever. Got to find a goal here in the next 4 minutes, and they're 54 seconds already into it. Got to press everybody forward.
Yazid Matthews, defender falls down. Matthews over top of the crossbar.
I understand the shot, but if he picks up his head, he had a runner in the back post that had a step. It was there. And you want to have a shot just over the top.
This place was ready to explode.
So here's Yazid. Look at the runner there. Actually, not the best angle for Yazid to pass. It was Goddard trying to make a run in, and Yazid just had to go. All right, 1.5 minutes into stoppage, 2.5 plus left.
The Northern Guard letting go of the rest of the season's smoke capacity here this evening.
If they get a goal here.
Atuahene tries to make his way in. And it was headed away by Stanley. High pressure moments for the Miami FC.
And the head allowed McGuire to pick it up. 2 minutes to go. Can they find a goal? Nice takeaway. Get it forward. Oh, Atuahene's got a step.
Atuahene out on the left wing. Atuahene tries to make his turn. Did he get a corner?
No. Looks like a goal kick. And now he will waste as much time as is allowed.
That is the case.
Gonna check the stitches on the ball. Kick non-existent dirt out of his cleats.
Jake McGuire will line it up.
Credit. Moving faster than I thought he would.
Michael Bryant sends it up, cleared out.
Gotta get it forward.
Joe just turns and pings it. Yazid Matthews. Can he make a turn? He's got Reese Williams out there with him. Yazid Matthews has it. Yazid Matthews, the shot. McGuire with the save. And a corner coming up for Detroit City. Hold the phone, everyone.
I told you it would be karma if the Miami FC held the lead till stoppage time.
Here we go. Corner served in. It's through. Are we going to do it again?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Cy Goddard one more time.
Last kicks of the game here.
Well, fired into the mixing bowl. Here we go. Goddard drives it.
Steinwasser was up. Send it back in. Don't have time to wait.
Yazid Matthews heads that one up, and it's cleared out.
That should be a corner. You got to let him take it. Here's the shot. Dying moments magic here at Keyworth. Do we have it?
Last call. Here we go. Goddard serves it. Cut out. And the final whistle sounds. And the Miami FC get the 1-0 win here at Keyworth. Next up, everybody, USL Championship playoffs.
Partner, not the result City fans would have wanted today, but that's not what you got to focus on. The focus is playoffs next week. There's at least one match more to go for Detroit City FC. You got to beat the best to be the best. It starts next week in Memphis.
Let's check out our man of the match. It is Michael Bryant. That back line under some pressure for Detroit City FC. Held up pretty much the entire afternoon into the evening. There was one fatal flaw that ended in the Miami FC goal. But all in all, Michael Bryant gave it all he had here tonight. Let's check out tonight's shot of the match, presented by Tullamore Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. And John, this moment for Detroit City FC came at really in the middle of a really good stretch of play, and Antoine Opino had a quality look.
Bounced a little higher on the pitch than I think he would have wanted as he put it down into it. And falling, McGuire makes the save, kept it scoreless at the time, and the Miami FC would go on to take a 1-0 win.
So Detroit City FC, as you said, next move is the playoffs for DCFC.
And really, that's the story, Neil. Playoffs in your first year, reset, anything can happen, just go out and win.
We'll take our final break. When we come back, we'll wrap this thing up. The Miami FC get the 1-0 win here at Keyworth. We'll be back with more. This is USL Championship Soccer.
DTE Energy customers can get their share of huge lifetime energy cost savings. How? By using our website. The Oslin's new programmable thermostat saved them a bundle. And their new efficient furnace earned them a hefty rebate. All over Michigan, people like the Oslins are saving. Why not you? There are always new ways to save at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE Energy.
I am American Home Fitness.
I'm American Home Fitness.
I am American Home Fitness.
We are American Home Fitness.
Come to any American Home Fitness location for the hottest deals on the latest fitness equipment and accessories. American Home Fitness, Michigan's home for fitness and the official fitness equipment provider of the Detroit City Football Club.
Back inside Keyworth Stadium. The goal scorer for the game, Joaquin Rivas, his 7th goal of the season. That was the difference. He had an opportunity. He made no mistake as we take a look at the highlights from this afternoon's match. And John, the Miami FC came out. They had an agenda early. Detroit City FC, however, would flip the pitch for a large part of that first half.
They were in charge for large portions of the first half. And here, a ball in, and Detroit City FC heads it back through the box. And there's the shot of the match from Tullamore Dew. Antoine Opino, 25 minutes on the clock, puts one down in the turf. Normally those very hard to save. McGuire, a nice job. And then the only real defensive miscommunication of the match for Detroit City FC. 4 LaRouche players there. Nobody cleans up the trash. 3 on the counterattack. Rivas in space, and he beats Nate Steinwasser in stoppage time of the opening half. And really, what was the only moment with their foot off the gas for Detroit City FC. Then in the 66th minute, DCFC shuffles the deck a little bit, brings on some new blood, and across, and Maxi Rodriguez, on the end of Antoine Opino on the cross, and almost for Detroit City FC. And then in stoppage time, Yazid Matthews from distance coming in, sending it across, and sends it over top of the goal. And Yazid Matthews trying to tie things up, can't do it, but 2 minutes later he'd have another shot, this time from distance, and he is played into space. He puts some fizz on the ball, and McGuire down with the save, and it was not to be. Detroit City FC falls 1-0 in the season finale.
And what does it all mean? Well, it means this. Here's a look at the USL Championship playoff bracket in real time as it sits. The stakes are simple. Memphis 901's at home tonight. They're playing Tulsa. They win. Detroit City FC's got a date with Ben Pierman and Beale Street in Memphis. If Memphis draws or loses, Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting New York Red Bulls 2. If they win, Detroit City FC's headed back to Tampa. Those are the stakes. Those are the scenarios. So as far as Keyworth is concerned, the regular season is complete. Next stop, USL Championship playoffs. And so, from our broadcast partner, John Krieger, and our entire broadcast crew, thanks for riding with us all season long here at Keyworth. We'll talk to you in the playoffs. The Miami FC won, Detroit City FC 0. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.